Hello, and well, it's not longer any morning. Good afternoon, and welcome to our live stream today. It's Matt from Walx Preston, and we have Di from Walx Preston. So, welcome.
Hi.
So let's see. We're a few minutes late starting. There's just some, again, technical issues. We're all getting used to this technology, but Di is here. I'm here, and let's hope that some of you show up too. So, what have you been doing this morning, Di?
I've been out walking, doing one-to-ones. I've had 4 one-to-ones this morning, various reads and different routes, so it was really lovely. Stay dry mainly.
I was going to say, did you get wet? But maybe a little bit.
No. And what's good as well is when we're doing these one-to-ones, the people are buddying up as well. So besides me doing 4 half-hour walks, people are turning up early. So we had this morning, Sheila turned up early to walk with my second one-to-one, which was Donna. So she walked with her before Donna walked with me. I walked with Karen. And then when I finished with Karen then walks with Sheila and Donna walks with me. So everyone's swapping and changing. When I ended up with just the end, and Janet Carl was waiting for her at the end. So they were going for another walk. So everyone's really, embracing this, shall we say.
Great. And again, that's part of what we're trying to facilitate, is people getting out there, walking and meeting other people, and it being something to look forward to and something to enjoy. Yeah?
They do.
So, for those people who, many people know you because you are a walks guide with Walx Preston, and a lot of people have got a lot of history with the group. They've been here a number of years. So they know that you've been involved in the social committee and organising events and coaches and things like that. But there's a lot of new people in the group now who don't really know you. And I think what I'd like to do in this short interview is kind of get a little bit of a flavour of your backstory, how you got involved in this, and even talking about the transition from Nordic Walking Preston to Walx Preston and things like that. So when did you first find out about our history, where we were Nordic Walking Preston originally? When did you first come into contact with this?
Well, what it was, I'd been working for a long time at Preston Camp, and I took early retirement when I was 58, back in 2015 it was. And so when I finished there, I've been doing a little bit of walking myself, walking down canals and walking solo. My husband, some of you might know, really fit then, didn't really enjoy walking, so I used to have to go out on my own time. So I saw this leaflet in the chiropractors, because obviously after having sat on my backside for 28 years in a council, I suffered from constant backache, lower backache. So I used to go every month to the chiropractor. So I saw a leaflet for Nordic Walking Preston, and I thought, that's an easy Christmas present. My husband can get me that for Christmas, and it's something to look forward to in the new year when I've retired, and I can do that. So I started in February 2016, which was, like about 6 months after retiring. And there were little groups then. We only had little groups. There weren't huge crowds of people.
They were, and that's something I want to get back to in relation to the one-to-ones shortly. But yeah, great. You had seen the leaflet somewhere and you thought, that looks like something interesting, I want to give that a go. And then Malk bought it for you, is that right?
He did. He bought it for me, and I started in the February 16. Started walking. I think I used to come a couple of times a week, Saturday walks and maybe a Wednesday evening walk to do, and it was lovely, and I just absolutely loved it.
Yeah, well, there were obviously less options on the timetable then, weren't there? So I think you sort of took that on. And I think recently we've been putting out some adverts on Facebook, and the photograph is you with a number of other ladies who that was your Learn to Nordic Walk
It was, yeah. I remember, I remember Diane. It was Diane. I think there were two Dianes on it. And I can't remember who else was on it. Who else was on it? Do you know?
Sue and Angela.
Oh,
Angela
yes,
Smith.
Angela was on it. Yeah, we both at the same time. Yeah. No, it's good. And, you know, some of them mainly, they're still there doing it.
Yeah.
I
So
think Diane moved on to, she travels the world going for athletics. So she just wanted it for fitness, I think, at the time.
yeah, that's right. And then Angela's still walking with the group at different times. And so 2016, you've been here kind of involved for 4 years. So you started walking, coming a couple of times a week on the walks, and then what kind of happened from there? What do you remember as the journey to where you are today?
Well, I think just generally getting friendly with people as you walk around and everything. The social side started before anything else. I think we sort of moved on to having social events, because fairly soon into walking with people, I fell in with your gorgeous wife Lenka and Karen, and we took ourselves on a historical walk about a year after I'd started walking. So we decided to go on our own little historical walk round Preston, which turned into a miracle walk because we found Hogarth's and gin. So we went in, wow. And that was the start of our adventures into the social team of getting gin festivals that everyone started coming along.
And do you remember that first gin festival? The coach trip?
It was a very small one. There was that was the second one. The very first one, there were only about 6 of us. There were only 7 of us on the, because it was a sellout. I'd already got a few tickets. So after that, everybody jumped on board and decided they wanted to come. So the next I think we had 20 people go to the next one, which was at Blackpool Tower. Mm-hmm. The one after that, we then had a coach the next time, I think, for 30 of us at Blackpool Tower. And then we ended up with 40 of us on the next gin festival in Lancaster. So we've had quite a few people take to gin, I'm afraid. I've led them astray, maybe.
Yeah, we'll just say at this point, I don't know if you can see them, but we've got some comments from Christine Lomas saying hello to both of us. So hi, Christine. Susan Morgan, hello you too. So hi to Sue, and a couple of other people that we don't know their names right now, but they're saying hello and hi, and that the gin has definitely been a bonus. So I think everyone and again, I think that's probably why we've kind of gravitated towards saying that we are about not just fitness, but about friendship and about fun, and incorporating those things into the whole Walx Preston experience.
Or from gym festivals, because it couldn't all about drinking, on to theatre trips after that. So we've had lots of trips to the theatres where we've taken up to 40 people to theatre trips. We've seen Blood Brothers, we've seen Les Miserables, Joseph, and then We Will Rock You. So we've been and seen those. So that's been lovely. We always go for a meal after or before, so that we can make it into a full day out. So it's really good. Lots and lots of people are enjoying the whole social side of it, out walking, but also going having the extras on the nights out and things.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I think that's important to mention, that we're about fitness, friendship, and fun, but it's not about it. It's about being healthy. It's about exercising. It's about being able to do the things that you want to do, but not abstaining from going out and eating in a restaurant, and about having a gin and things like that. I think the makeup of the group specifically is more an older age demographic, as in not people in their 20s so much. And I think that in life, people build up a level of life experience, and knowing that just exercising and just working are not really the things that are going to not only float your boat, but make your life fulfilling. And so making friends, going out socializing, and exercising are things that are important for you. What do you think to that?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we all exercise, and very often while we're walking around, we're having a good chat and probably planning our next little event, whether it's going, not necessarily going out eating and drinking, but just going somewhere, planning to go and look at things together. And so it's very social, but it's a wonderful way of exercising and doing it when you're not on your own. It's just more fulfilling, I think, being with other people.
I was mistakenly thinking that you go on the walks, and when you're going around on the walks, you're thinking about doing exercises like squats and lunges, but perhaps I was just mistaken there.
We don't think about those. They come naturally. We don't have to think or plan those. They just happen, those randomly. We can't help it. We can't help ourselves. You've got in our heads now, Matt. Just do it.
So you'd been doing this for a couple of years, and you've mentioned about, obviously, Malk, your husband. He'd bought you that present, but he was unfit at that time, and you couldn't walk with him, which is why you'd found walking with the group. So I think that's important to mention, that people may be in a relationship with a partner, and maybe the partner is active but does something that doesn't float your boat, or is inactive for whatever reason, and therefore you can find something in the group. But Malk then ended up joining the group. Tell us a little bit about that.
He did. Malk did lose a substantial amount of weight.
Come on, tell us.
And he started. Sorry.
How much weight did Malk lose?
I think Malk probably lost around 8 stone.
That's massive. Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah, he lost about 8 stone. He did amazingly. It completely turned his life around. Mm-hmm. So for his 60th birthday, as he was fit, I bought him ski lessons so that he could learn to ski. So I thought that'd be a nice present to have. So it was something we'd always felt we would like to do. Well, no, I'd always felt like I'd like to go skiing with my friend. Felt, fortunately, I'd never be fit myself to be able to ski, but having done the Nordic walking for a couple of years, I found I was fit, and I could go up hills, and I could climb up a mountain and easily slide down a mountain on a pair of sticks. So that's what I thought it'd be a good present. So I got it for my husband, and we went and learned to ski. And then after we learned to ski, we decided then, or Malk then decided, he would like to improve his fitness as well for the skiing, because after our first ski holiday, he found he tired quite easily because he hadn't got the stamina. Even though he'd lost all the weight and everything, he hadn't got the stamina. So he decided then to join Nordic walking so that he could build up his strength and everything, which he did do. And we've had numerous ski holidays since then, and he doesn't tire quite as easily.
Well, yeah, he's super fit, man.
He is.
And I think a lot of people will see me or you or Malk or other people in the group and say, oh, well, they're walking fast, or they're quite slim, or they're quite fit. And I really feel it's important to tell these stories to people, particularly if they're new, to kind of realize that Malk's lost 8 stone, that you've got your results from coming back from something yourself. And I lost 3 stone in weight. I had chronic back and neck problems, and lots of people in the group have lost a lot of weight, or they've had an injury, or they've had something going on, and they've gained a level of confidence, fitness, and ability to interact with the social side and the activity side to make a significant improvement in their life experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's well done for that. That's great. And we had progressed this thing that was Nordic Walking Preston, then Walx Preston. The idea came along because nationally we're sort of connected to other groups across the country, and there was this decision to change, or the opportunity to change, from Nordic walking just to Walx, which allows us to invite people onto our walks that are walking without poles, but also people who have poles, if they want to, they can walk with the poles. Do you remember back, because it was about 12 months ago now that we started going through that process of making that change? What were your initial thoughts about that?
What about it changing so that we could? Well, I thought it was a good idea to invite people who were walking with or without poles, because it does get different people in, because some people are resistant to, they still watch us, and we do still get occasional jokes as we're walking past about the snow and everything, but people are more accepting. They've seen more, and I think more people are realizing what a great way it is to get fit. But I think it's wonderful that you can have people coming along who don't want to use the poles, or maybe can't use the poles because they're on, so it doesn't work for them. So there's different reasons, and it's great. But inevitably, we do find many people come walking without poles, and then after they've been a couple of times, they just want to get them, because they can see what a difference it makes.
Yeah, there are a lot of different benefits, and again, when you first see it, it might look a little bit strange, but then once you give it a go, which is like the Power of the Poles course, we can then allow you to feel and experience the benefits, even though you might have heard of the intellectual benefits of what it can provide. But I suppose the next thing I want to get onto is we have been stuck in this difficult lockdown situation for the last God knows how many months. Obviously, we're in a tighter lockdown now, so we're not able to do this group walking. So that detracts from what we're trying to offer to people, is the ability to socialize and walk in the groups and meet different people. What's your experience from the last few weeks of you being engaged in delivering one-to-one walks yourself?
I've really enjoyed the one-to-ones. I think they've been wonderful. They're only 30-minute walks, so managing to fit in 3-4 walks in a morning. But it's just really, really nice to actually speak to a person that maybe you've walked with for weeks and weeks, or even years, but to actually have a real conversation with them, and feel, find out how they feel about what's going on, or learn a bit more about the family, or all kinds of things that I didn't know. All these people I've been walking with for years, and I'm finding out more and more about them. I'm loving it. I'm really enjoying walking with them.
Super. Yeah, and I mentioned it to you. I think I probably private messaged you about that, but my whole experience of starting Nordic Walking Preston and developing into Walx Preston was always that I was always meeting people on a quite a personal, sort of intimate level individually, even though people might have come to a Learn to Nordic Walk session or a walk in the group. I got to know people and walk with them more closely and get to find out a little bit more about them. And there's something inherently amazing about that, finding out about people, about their lives, where they've come from, what they do, and their backstory, all these different things. And again, as we're trying to facilitate the group walks, because there are significant research benefits around people socializing and being together, you get to meet a number of different people within that group space, and that's great, but not always quite as intimately as the one-to-one experience. And I think that's I'm recognizing that you're recognizing that what I've been through in the past, and I really like that. But I also like what you were saying earlier on about some of them coming to walk with you, but then also walking with the others outside of the framework of that 30-minute one-to-one.
Yeah, it is. It's just really special, because you do every person I've walked with over the past fortnight, I've had something in common with. It can be something entirely different. One person, like Justine today, when I walked with Justine, she was saying before she did the walking, before she did any walking, her pastime, her sport was she was a horse rider. And I said, I used to have a horse too. And so we ended up, we used to show horses at the same place. you know, and then somebody else you'd see, and you know, I can't remember who else it was who did skiing, and I was talking about skiing with them. So there's always every time you speak to somebody, you will find there's a common factor. We're all intrinsically linked. I mean, I know we're all linked because we're all in the group, but there's always something in the background that finds there's a little link that connects everybody to each person. It's magical. It is magical.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And again, I think in the past we've had over the years a number of slightly more smaller groups in terms of a weight loss group in a Facebook group, or another type of group to develop one's awareness about nutrition or weight loss or something like that. And I think even in those groups, people have got to know themselves a little bit more closely because of there being that safe space having been created outside of the main group. And you've made relationships in there, other people have, and then the social theatre visits and the gin festivals, again, those people have been able to meet outside of the framework of exercise, and therefore be more willing and open to share some more personal information, some commonalities that you then find. And I think that is fantastic. And then being able to, I think going forward from December, when we hopefully from the 2nd of December can go back to group walks, there'll be more and more people who have met more and more people personally that can have those deeper conversations, and then we can develop things from there. I think that's very powerful.
Yeah, I agree. You know, with some of the groups that you've had online and everything, there have been very, very deep bonds built amongst some of the members, and it's created like a network, but it expands. It's not something that holds into a group of 6 or anything. It grows every time new people arrive and new people come into that, and it just grows bigger and bigger all the time. I think you know, there's a lot of friendships and there's a lot of support within the group.
Yes, and that brings me to the support aspect. So again, I feel supported by you and the team and the members recently because of the things that we've been happening and experiencing within our family. And for me, that's very heartwarming that we've got so many flowers and cards and kind messages, but also support from the team that I've not had to go out and deliver sessions this week, but things are still moving forward. And I thank you and everyone else for that. But part of the overall reason why Nordic Walking Preston and Walx Preston has been developed, and I think has developed into what it is today, is that is always what I wanted, not for me, but for everyone else to experience the fact that they can exercise and get the benefits physically and mentally from exercising, but they can create relationships. And there's very deep research about the need for human beings to connect and socialize and create tribes and groupings to support each other. And this has been a difficult year and a difficult time, and I think many people are struggling and have struggled. And all I can see around our group and our Facebook group and the smaller Facebook groups and the WhatsApp groups that we've kind of got interlinked are that people, with whatever they're struggling with, they are sharing that and they are caring for other people and supporting each other. And that is making where we have the stronger together hashtag, that makes that very, very special and important. So thank you. I'll just go back to some of the comments. There are some people obviously that I can't read their name, so I don't know for sure. I guess some people who are watching this live can see the comments of those people. I see that Someone's written the gin has definitely been a bonus, and I can see Chris has written Jill Finn, I agree. So I guess that was originally Jill had written the gin has been a bonus. Someone said hi both of you. Anne Duffy, I see the comment there. Hello, wow, well done, Malk. Someone, I'm guessing it might be Jill, the other Jill, said it's great for me as it allows Paul, or it might be actually Angela, I'm not sure. I don't want to get someone wrong and mixed up. It's great for me as it allows Paul to come occasionally with us without feeling pressure to have to do it with the polls. I'm guessing that might be Jill Mason. We're such a like-minded group of individuals that have come together to create such amazing friendships. That's from Chris. And I wouldn't have got through the last 2 years without this group. So again, that's Chris. So, you know, those are fantastic comments, and I'm really proud of everyone in the group that they are doing that, supporting each other, both on the walks and in the groups, and that if you have WhatsApp groups, you are inviting new people into that. And I can see that in the last week or two that we've set up the Buddy Walks groups, but you've also got other groups that are going on that have been longer standing, and people are getting invited into them, and people are getting those the support within that, those safe spaces. Do you have any comments?
Well, I'm just enjoying that as we're getting new people who are coming joining the group, even while we're in lockdown, and they haven't been out with our large groups at all. And immediately they're joining in the challenges. Like we've got a couple of challenges going at the moment, which is the Guild Wheel, virtual Guild Wheel challenge, and we've also got another one which was doing the mile, not a mile, as far as you can walk in an hour challenge. That's one that's been done by Watford.
The relay this weekend, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And people who haven't even been out in the groups are all already they've already chipped in, and they're out there doing the 5.7 kilometers or whatever it might be to be part of the team straight away, which is wonderful to see that they're there already for us.
It is. It's excellent, and it's a well done to everybody who is part of this and continues to be. And what I'd like to say, because we've already been on 30 minutes, so I don't want to keep you any longer. I think you've probably got your lunch to have if you've been walking this morning, is that we would like this to continue. What I'd like to say is that we have some people, some members of the group, some names you've mentioned today have been going through some training for what is called Walks hosts. So we have the instructor, the walks guides, the walks hosts. We have the social activities, the different WhatsApp groups, the buddy walks. All those things are going to continue, and hopefully we'll get back the group walks in December. But all of this is now a rolling snowball. It's winter time, so we're going to try and push this forward and create more walks and more opportunities and more of this fitness, friendship and fun, social interaction, and living a healthy existence and life.
Sounds good.
Yep. So I wish you well today. Is there any last little thing, a tip for anyone, or something that we've not covered about your journey with Nordic Walking Preston and Walx Preston?
No, I don't think so. I think we've covered it all. But if anyone at all who's new and who wants to know about any of the groups at all, you know, the buddying up groups, or wants to be involved in any of the WhatsApp and messenger groups that we have, just let any know. Christine, Ange, you, Jill. There's lots of us around. Somebody you walk with will tell you who can set it up for you. And just get involved, and then you can message people if you want to walk or anything. Someone will be there. Super.
That's a great finish. Give you a high five. I don't know there. Well done. Virtual high five, virtual hug. Obviously, we can't be all together right now, but stay strong and know that there is support out there within the community of Walx Preston, and we'll be all back walking in large groups soon. So thank you, Di. Thank you for sharing your time with me and the group. And there've been plenty of people watching live and lots of good comments, and really appreciate those who've tuned in and those who might watch this back later on. So thank you.
Okay, thanks.